Here we are in the garage,
Yeah,
and we are making a project today
for our cousin.
for our cousins, and it's called the Switch Stand.
It's basically, we're making this table, we're making two more, one for each cousin. The one of them will have gray colored Joy-Cons.
So what this table is for, it works good to put on the floor to put your Switch on. As you can see, we have the red stand and the Switch right up on it. That's not part of our project. Our project is just the table that looks like a little Switch.
Well, big Switch.
A big Switch, yeah. So what we did was...
Now, obviously, you can also use it for things like food.
Yeah, we use it for food, we use it for coffee on our couch and stuff like that. So what we did is we wrote out the instructions and we made that prototype right there. So what we have here,
like mine.
what we have here is we have the pieces already cut. We got enough for two. We got on the left-hand side, we have the two tops, and then the 2x4s are the stand legs, and then the other pieces are the bases for the legs. So our first project, what we're going to do today is we are going to sand the raw products.
And don't forget, we've got our plans.
We have our plans, and we'll take a good picture of them and post them on the site as well. So we're going to stop while we get set up for sanding, and we'll be right back. Okay, so now we're sanding the bases. We're using 150 grit sandpaper, and we're going to spray paint it, so it doesn't have to be totally smooth, but we don't want any splinters. So this one is pretty much sanded, and we're just trying to get little bevels on the corners, so it's not really sharp, and we're just getting a smooth look on it. Paul is using 150 grit sandpaper.
Is that good like that on the corner?
And you always want to go in the grain of the wood. Down the top. Go off the top, buddy, like this.
Like this?
Like this. Down like that.
Oh, I see.
There you go. Because you want to take care of the wood. So we got 4 bases. We're doing that sanding now.
Hi.
What are you sanding now, Paul?
Some wood.
What are those for? Alright, those are the side braces. I'll pan over to that. The side braces that hold them up. So the tops, you want to just get a little bit of the fuzz off and make sure they're smooth with no splinters. And then the outsides and the sides around it, what sides do I mean, Paul? These, you want to get them pretty smooth. So we're still using the 150 grit sandpaper, and we're just making a good sanding.
Practically our best friend besides the concoction of paint we'll have to create.
Yes, the paint can be tough. So we want to get them nice and smooth so that the paint goes on. We didn't polyurethane the bottom, just the top. I don't think the sides need it, but we'll maybe think about it at the end of this project. But the polyurethane just went on the top, so we want it pretty smooth.
Top is needed, so.
Yeah. So the sanding takes probably about 5 to 7 minutes for each one of the posts, and we're making 2 sets
And
here.
actually, you should start work on yours.
I will. And so it will take us about 5 to 7 minutes for each
Stop
post.
talking to our friends and subscribers.
Alrighty.
Subscribe.
Okay, we filming? All right, so now we're gonna make these stands here. So we got our sanded pieces of 2x4. Take about 5-7 minutes a piece is what we did, and they were good. And then we have our bases that are all sanded, and got a little black on this one, but it's okay because we're gonna paint it black. So we want to just kind of get them in the center. So what we'll do is pick the side that we want to see on top here, which it doesn't really matter, they're smooth. And we'll get this pretty much in the center. I'm gonna do a measurement here, that's 1 3/4 inches. This is 2 inches, so we'll go in this way a little bit. Get the in-between, perfect. Make a little mark. And then we'll do the same thing with the inside. It doesn't have to be perfect, but you want to get it pretty close. That's 1.25 inches. That's 1.5 inches almost. So meet the middle, right about there. Right about there. Okay, get them nice and parallel. And make these marks, because then we're gonna nail gun it. So I'll finish one and then we'll do all 4. If you wanted to keep this a project for just the little guys, you could actually do this with a small, maybe 3-penny nail, 4-penny nail, or something like that. I'm using the.
What do you mean, little guys?
Well, if you wanted to do it yourself, but I'll use the gun. It's easy. This is my airstrike, and I just have some.
Put your hands up.
I have some 8.
Do you get the joke? You get the joke?
18 gauge nails. I get the joke. So I'm just gonna put this over, and I made the square, so we want to get it squared off onto our mark. We'll get one in, see what it looks like, and then we can readjust. And most of it's just for aesthetics. If it's not perfect on there, it'll be okay. But you want it looking pretty good and matching. I used 3. Alright, so that's it. And we're going to do the same for all of the 3. Okay?
Transition time! Woo, 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 woo.
That's not going to look good.
Bum, bum,
Okay.
ba,
So now
ba.
we're getting ready to spray paint the 4 things. What we did first was we just wanted to make sure that they were level after our work. So they're level. Alright, and these aren't done yet. That's just there. We're going to cover some stuff up here. You can use any kind of paint you want. We had a lot of luck with the spray paint. So we, alright, everything's clear?
No. I'm moving this over here. Moving some stuff over just cause that. Move some stuff over like this here. And my Coca-Cola. Oh.
Molly, have you taken the spray paint cans?
Can.
Okay. We had luck with the spray paint, so we're just going to use spray paint again.
And we means you.
Yep. Alright, we'll switch this to a time lapse.
The
you
time
can
lapse
see
of
us.
spray paint, that'd be boring. I didn't start.
Alright, we'll start. We'll do one, and then the rest will be. We'll just show you how we do one.
So that side, and I'll try not to do the other side. Let's do a single pillar, and I'll try not to do the rest of them.
Okay. I'm not a professional spray painter, but I like to go from the top to the bottom.
Didn't you just start at the bottom,
Yep,
go to the top, the opposite of what you just said?
I did. The cans don't like to go upside down. All right, I think we're good. That's one, so we'll
Time lapse the rest.
time lapse the rest. up the spray paint.
Yeah.
Double checking that we didn't miss any spots. This was only about half a can in here. That's about what it took with a half a can. It's using Quick Color Fast Drying All-Purpose Spray Enamel. I think they're 99 cents a piece at your home store. Just want to make sure we didn't miss any. If we get a couple of drips, we can sand them later. Let's clean out the can. Alright, and that's it. We're going to let it dry and we'll pick up again tomorrow. Thank you for watching today.
And for us, we have many hours. 0.1 seconds. I don't know. I don't really know. It'll be 0 seconds for you in 3, 2, 1. When?
Okay, so this piece here is a dowel, half-inch dowel, and this is what we're using for all the buttons. What do you call those buttons, Polly? The A, B, the Y, X?
The buttons.
The buttons, okay. And then this is for the thumb joystick, is a 1-inch dowel.
Well, the top, though, we do use the button stuff to actually do the underneath, as I can show you an example.
Yep.
See? Go get back to all of your tops here.
I think that's definitely too thin. So what we're doing is to cut these, we have to cut 16 of them. We're using this as a guide. Alright, I think that's good. We'll try one out. Ready?
No, wait! You don't have your safety stuff on.
Oh, thank you. Can I have my safety glasses, please?
I can find them.
They're right over here on the table.
Okay, I'll bring them here and put them on the viewers. Not that they need them. They're behind the TV screen or something.
Polly is my good safety guy because I always
Wait.
forget to
Can I see those? I want to make sure they're good. They're good. Put yours on, mine, and yours.
All right, there we go. Now these things fly, so we don't care if we lose some. We can always look for them.
It's where?
It's gone.
The Twilight Zone.
All right, so Polly is working on. Polly, grab that block over there with the sandpaper on it. And he is working on the little button pads.
Buttons!
So what we need to do is we just cut them. We have 16 of them. Or actually, we made an extra. We have 17 of them.
And want to know how you sand them?
So now we're going to
Here's how you
sand them.
sand them. I'm joking.
So now to sand them, remember how we did the other one? Just put that board down. And we're going to just sand them, get the rough edges off. You got to be careful because they're thin and we don't want to break. So that's the 16 of the buttons. And now we're going to make some more for the big thumb pads. So that's what
I
we're working
forgot
on.
about it's called control.
All right, Paul, what do we got here?
We got paper, tape, wood, paper,
Polly,
wood. Oh, more wood.
what do we got? What are those?
Wood.
All right, what we got?
Buttons, and these will be these, and also underneath we'll be using those, and yeah.
Yeah, so we get the buttons and Joy-Con all sanded up and ready to spray paint. Paul, grab the spray paint. And we will spray paint in
Here you
just
go,
a minute.
Daddy.
Paul's
You
gonna take
guys
the can
and me.
Yep. All right, ready to go. Back to the project. We took all our little thingies and we painted them, and they're in that box, buddy. We put them in that box to keep them out. Paul will show you. We painted them all with this black spray paint.
Isn't it already unlocked? Oh, it's not.
So we have all the little buttons and the thumb pads.
Joysticks.
Joysticks. And the next thing we're going to do, Polly, grab one of the tops. So we took the tops and we made little circles on the edges. And we're going to cut those out and sand the tops. That's today's project. Spray. So this is the top, tabletop. We made little round circles pieces. I just used it like piece of duct tape. went to the corner like that, and it worked good for the first one, so it worked fine. And then I'm gonna cut all 4 off with the jigsaw, my Ryobi, and we'll cut these edges, and then Paulie and I will sand them.
I can't see.
You might go to that side. Stop it. You can time lapse the other 4 if you want.
7, technically, because you can't
Right,
fit the
yeah.
other piece.
Ready? Okay, next step is we're going to take the wood filler, and we have a few imperfections from where the
Yeah.
saw cut.
Not like there's many. There's totally not a lot.
Not too bad. So we're going to put some wood filler in. Go
One
ahead,
to the
Paul.
top, one to the bottom layer.
I'm going to open it. So get a little bit of wood filler here. Probably like this. I'll show you, and then you can do it. Just put it on, and then scrape it off a little bit. But you want to make sure it's higher than the other part, and then you sand it. So it's not a big deal. Sand's pretty easy. This is a very good wood filler because it sands easy and it doesn't really stain the wood. And we're painting black
Yeah, it stays
anyways.
on.
And we're painting it black anyways, so it's not crazy that we have to have it clear for staining since we're painting this black.
What do you mean by clear for staining?
Well, when you're staining, sometimes the wood filler can stain a different color than the wood, but since we're painting black, it really doesn't matter. And the main emphasis is the top. We'll do some on the bottom just to make sure that
'Cause it's
you
at
don't
the edge.
feel the difference. And we'll let this dry, and then we were sanding with 120, and when we resand this, we'll use 220.
That's very little sanding.
Yeah,
And I'm not doing good at this. I'm doing terrible.
let me think. Let me think. I think you're doing fine.
I got some to fill up though. How do you even do it?
Just kind of put it on like this, and you push it down. Ready? Watch. You sand. You push it in it, and then it doesn't have to be even because we're going to sand, remember? But it's got to be filled. So even if you left that much, it would sand off because it sands off really easy. Sounds good. Go a little more here, I think. Just remember, the more you put on, the less smooth it is, the more sanding you gotta do. But it's not that bad. I'd rather put a little extra and sand it off to make sure you got it. It's just the way I like it.
Like that? That good, Silver?
Let me see. Let me see. Yeah, it's a little, probably a little heavy, so I'm just gonna take some of it off like this. Yeah. Now our little touch-ups has dried, so we gotta sand that, and then we gotta touch up a little bit on the back here with the
bottoms.
Yep. The
And the sides.
Here we go.
Hi, Daddy.
Hi, buddy.
What are we doing here?
Well, we're just doing a little 220 sandpaper over where we used some wood putty. Just giving her a little rough row.
You doing the best?
I think it's good, but we'll have to throw some putty on this one. This is the one that needs some putty. So I'll do that. Now, what we gotta do here is we gotta take these little knobs for under there. Tiny bit of glue, boom, right in the center of 4 of them.
Good.
I'll do one, and then you can do it.
What? I'm not that good.
Take a little tiny bit
That's
of
all
glue.
you. It's all yours.
Well, you can center them.
Oh no, I can't do any of it.
Too much glue. It's less than that. Too much glue.
But you know you don't have to use that one. Just remember,
Yeah.
we got extra one of the big circles.
True. I guess what I'll do is I'll just go like this then.
But you can always make more too. You might want to remove all that glue
I will.
like, before it dries. I'm gonna do time lapse mode. So what are we gonna do now?
This is the bottom side. It's got some rough areas here.
Yeah, and so what are we gonna do?
So we're gonna use some stainable wood filler and just fill it up, and then we'll sand it.
Okay, ready for time lapse?
Ready for time lapse.
Here we go.
All right, the next thing we have to do is, looking at your switch table, Paul, we need to tape off to do the painting. And since that one's done, we can do it on that.
So should we do Andrew's first or Benjamin's?
No, we'll probably do the gray first, it'd be easier, right?
Yeah. But are we doing the black or the Joy-Cons first?
I'm gonna do the Joy-Cons first.
Unlike last time?
Yeah, because what we're gonna do is, the order of it, is we're gonna do the Joy-Cons, and then we're gonna do this side black, and then we're gonna put this down, and then we're gonna have to putty these holes, sand it, and then do the black on the top.
Well, the buttons go after all the painting.
Yeah.
Because we have-
have.
But wouldn't it make more sense to do the black first?
No, because we gotta do these holes, sand them over, and then paint it.
What holes?
Well, when we nail it in.
Oh,
Remember,
yeah.
we didn't do that last time, and yours actually shows the little holes, and we don't want that showing this time. Right? Alright, so,
We're gonna
I
have
think
to
the
do...
easiest way to do this, when I move up to the
It'll
back.
be very weird to spray paint the bottom, though, of it.
Why, we did last time.
Yeah, but it wasn't on the stand.
It won't be on the stand.
But what about the holes?
Then, the nails go from the top, and then we'll sand, and then,
So we'll spray paint the top after we do the bottom and stuff? Weird.
correct, and after we connect it, then we'll spray
So
paint.
are we gonna do paint?
Well, we're gonna tape first.
Okay. Want to time lapse that, or I think that's too boring. Right?
So we're lucky because we can just go off of that one. But we'll get the measurement of how wide it is. So each one is,
Well, spare you the details.
No, we gotta tell them because it's in there. So starting at 1 inch, each one of these is 3 inches. Each one of the side consoles is 3 inches.
Joy-Cons.
All right.
For real.
So we will measure 3 inches. You can time lapse this if you want.
Okay. No, wait, no. No.
We are going to now try to make the gray for the Joy-Cons. So I have some
Specifically one of their Joy-Cons.
black paint and white paint to make gray. Last time,
What size?
well, some of your paintbrushes, Paul, the little ones there, some of your paintbrushes,
Like this?
all right, so now we are making the Joy-Cons, and Benjamin's Joy-Cons are gray. So we made a gray with white and black and came up with this, and Mommy matched it, so it's good enough. So now we're gonna paint the Joy-Cons.
Time-lapse mode.
Let's start with the top.
Mommy's here helping us paint.
She helped us match the colors.
And it's doing some touch
She's
up.
doing the second coat on the putrid orange, yellow, red.
The red.
Putrid.
Whatever color it is.
Sure bet.
This could use a little more pink.
Well, you gave us the final color, so
Not here.
yes, you did.
This one?
Yeah, you helped us with that.
You're missing a spot. I want to touch that
Daddy,
up.
do I have any gloves or am I okay? Daddy?
Polly, what's your arms?
Could you check on Mommy's side?
No, I'm checking on my side. Oh, I think it's pretty good. This is the back. It's not as important as the other side, but we'll flip it over again to do some final.
Now you gotta block. There you go. One direction.
All right, Polly, flip her over.
All right.
We're continuing with the project. We've got the blue and orange controller
Red.
and the gray one. This has some wood imperfections, but I don't think there's anything we could have done about it. So it is just wood imperfections, but it's painted. So maybe that's where we'll put the thingy or whatever. So now what we gotta do is we gotta take this tape off, and then we are going to paint the backside black. Then we'll have to let it dry, and then we'll mount it on the stand. Okay, here we go. All right, now we got it all taped. We're gonna spray paint the sides and
My
top.
face.
The top. So we're doing the back, the back, side, and the edges. That you can see.
That's the side is the edges, sir.
Yeah, and the back.
Yeah,
Time
side
lapse.
back.
Time lapse.
And like the music, I made this music here that you're hearing.
Okay. All right, what we're gonna do next is, now that the black on one side, Paul, show us the black on the bottom, is all dry, we're gonna attach them to the stands, and then we're gonna have to putty the top where the nails go in. So we're gonna be attaching with the Ryobi nail gun,
Yeah, they can't see it.
and once you get it down, but the nail gun. And we'll do it in time lapse so you can see us do the attaching and then the puttying of the holes. And then tomorrow we should be able to finish the project. Paulie's holding it. There's the nail gun. We've got it. We're using 18 gauge. Alright, so now we got them attached and puttied. And our next step will be to sand the putty and use the spray paint one more time.
Yep.
Alright, we got everything dry. Now we have these holes where that we need to sand off.
We're using this one?
Yeah, I'd use 220. And we gotta sand that off and then we'll spray paint it.
Okay. Go.
Alright, we got it all sanded down. Getting ready for the final black application.
Don't forget your glasses.
I don't need glasses for paint. Alright, you can time lapse now if you want. Alright, looks like it's pretty dry. I think we're safe to pull the tape off.
Can I?
Go ahead and start pulling the tape off, bud. Alright, looks like we got the gray switch just about done.
Oh, actually, you didn't glue it yet, so.
Now we gotta glue it.
You
So
could
we
have
got
done it by
everything
yourself.
laid out here. We're gonna use a little paintbrush to glue. And here we go. Paulie's gonna be the judge to make sure it goes in the right place. Oh, here is the final product of the switch. Paulie, hold the switch up in front of it. We got gray icon and regular ones. Yay.
So technically.
Well, we're just about done. We're putting one coat of polyurethane on the switches just to give it a little protection just on the top and the
But it
side.
looks nicer. It looks more like the switch. It looks more like black.
So we
The
went
black
from,
now looks black.
we went
right?
from our paper ideas to this switch.
Look at the difference in color. Like,
It'll fade a little bit.
yeah. We did very good.
Lots of steps. We enjoyed it. We'll call it our quarantine project number 1 and 2. I personally like the one with the colors and not the gray, but some people like the gray switches.
Camera, can you see me?
Yeah. Oh, you did lots of work on this project.
Quote unquote.
No, you did.
I guess.
We made our prototype together one day, and then this one took a little longer because we did the steps set apart from each other.
What do you mean set apart?
Well, the other one, remember I did it all in one day? So
We did, yeah.
this one took a little longer. But we took our time. So we'll put these together and we'll try to get them up on YouTube for everybody.
Yep. And hey, I mean, it's better than watching people eat jalapenos for fun. I don't know what people do on there. I only watch the good content, the Mario stuff, you know, Minecraft. Well, there, done. So, bye. Bye.
Goodbye.
See you real soon. That was my Mickey impression. Never mind.